Hey, bad day, could be worse. You could be in Egypt in 1850 BC holding a recipe someone just wrote down for you. 2 ingredients, honey and crocodile dung, mix them together. Use them. Congratulations, you are now looking at the oldest written birth control in human history. And I need you to sit with something before we continue. That one is near the top of the list, for quality. Here is the problem people were working with. For basically all of human history, everybody very much wanted to control when they had kids, and nobody had biology, chemistry, or the faintest idea what was physically happening inside anyone. So for 4,000 years, humanity just guessed, repeatedly, confidently, and away we go. Now the dung was not a one-time thing. Egyptians used crocodile. Later texts upgrade you to elephant, and right about now you're thinking, surely nobody actually checked whether that works. Friend, somebody checked. Modern researchers tested it, and crocodile dung turns out to be alkaline, which does absolutely nothing, while elephant dung is acidic, which would genuinely help a little. So they were wrong about the entire mechanism and accidentally correct about which animal. 4,000 years, one lucky guess. And that is this whole video, blind guessing that occasionally lands. Those same Egyptian recipes also call for acacia gum. Acacia gum ferments into lactic acid. Lactic acid is the working ingredient in some modern spermicides. So an Egyptian invented functioning contraception 4,000 years early, wrote it down, and then gave all the credit to the crocodile. Okay, main event. North Africa, Greek colony called Cyrene, and growing on the hills above it is a plant called Silphium. Thick stalk, yellow flowers, smells aggressive. And according to every single ancient source we have, it was the most effective contraceptive in the ancient world, not one of the. It was worth its weight in silver. Rome kept a stockpile in the state treasury next to the gold under guard like it was bullion. Cyrene put it on their coins, not a king, not a god, a herb. And their biggest buyers, according to Roman writers, were the brothels, which tracks. When your income depends on not getting pregnant, you do not buy the budget option. Moving on. One problem? Silphium refused to be farmed. Every attempt failed. Nobody, in centuries of trying, got it to grow anywhere except one wild strip of hillside roughly 200 kilometers long. That was the entire planetary supply, serving an empire of 60 million people. You already know how this ends. They harvested it faster than it grew back. Goats ate the seedlings. The strip shrank every year, and then Pliny the Elder writes that in his whole lifetime exactly one stalk was ever found. They sent it to the Emperor Nero. As a gift, a curiosity, the last one on Earth. He ate it. That is the end of the species, extinct, which makes Silphium the first thing we know of that humans wanted so badly they wanted it gone. Nobody saved seeds. Nobody pressed a specimen. We are not fully certain what it looked like or what family it belonged to. The only surviving picture is the one they stamped on their money, which is a very expensive way to keep a photograph. So what replaced it? Nothing good. Pennyroyal, a mint that is straightforwardly toxic to your liver. Lead, mercury, an amulet made from a weasel worn on the thigh, real, documented, medically recommended. And my personal favorite, endorsed by several Roman authors, hold your breath, then immediately jump backwards 7 times. That is it. That is the method. A doctor published that under his own name. Barrier methods existed too, and they were exactly as pleasant as that sounds. Linen, animal intestine. Then in 1564, an Italian doctor named Fallopius, yes, that one, the tubes are his, designs a linen sheath, soaks it in chemicals, and runs a trial on 1,100 men. And here's the part I love. He was not trying to prevent pregnancy at all. He was trying to stop syphilis. It worked. The other thing it did was a complete surprise to everybody involved. Then Casanova turns up in the 1700s using half a lemon, which sounds like the punchline to something, except lemon juice is acidic, so it very likely did something. Right answer. Completely insane reasoning. No idea why it worked. If you want the entire history of medicine summarized in one sentence, that was it. But underneath all of this, there was real knowledge. Queen Anne's lace seeds are still being studied today and still showing measurable effects. Specific plants, specific doses, remembered exactly and handed from woman to woman. None of it written down because the people who knew were not the people who were allowed to write books. It survived entirely in conversation. Which is exactly why it did not survive. Across medieval and early modern Europe, the women holding that knowledge, midwives, herbalists, village healers, got reclassified as witches. And when you burn the people who remember something, you also burn the something. Centuries of accumulated plant knowledge deleted in about 200 years. No backup. Anyway, back to Silphium, because its seed pod had a very specific shape, wide and round at the top, tapering to a point at the bottom, split down the middle. You have seen that shape. It is on the coins of Cyrene. It is also right now on your phone keyboard. Nobody can prove it. Historians argue about it constantly and will keep arguing about it. But the resemblance is extremely hard to unsee, a plant that went extinct 2,000 years ago, possibly leaving behind the most recognizable symbol on the planet. Which means every heart you have ever drawn, sent, or typed may be the ghost of a Roman contraceptive. Sleep well. Tell me in the comments if that ruins it for you, and subscribe, because next time we are covering what people used before toilet paper, and I want to be very clear that it is worse.